Earlier today, I watched this video from a channel called Wendy Marie K called I'm 54 and I Have No Friends. And I just wanted to talk about that for a minute because Wendy Marie K, you're not alone either. I am 52, I'll be 53 this year, and I have no friends. So, this is something that seems to be quite universal that's happening to us right now. When I was younger, I was in a large group of friends. I've always been surrounded by a lot of people. Um, Even right before I moved out west, there were people that would come over to my house. Every week, my friend would come over. We would play backgammon and um, rummy and all kinds of games. We always played games. And then I moved out west. And then I had children. And, well, before I had children, I was working in a casino and I would try to hang out with people. But, shortly after that, when I had my first daughter and I did all the research into what they do to children and babies with shots and whatnot, and I decided we weren't going to go that route. Well, that right there made people, they don't want to talk to you. They think you're weird because they haven't researched anything. And I know because I was like that before I did any research. I was quite angry with people that didn't take care of their children in that way because I thought that they were putting their children at risk because I hadn't done any research yet. And then once I researched it and found out it's the other way around, I was the odd one out. So that put a big rift, I guess, between me and other people because the people that I was trying to hang out with, they knew that about me because it was in my profile, I guess. Anyway, other mothers with other children in this area. And then, I did find a group of friends, but my my alter ego or whatever, my alcoholic side, kind of messed that up pretty good, which I do frequently as well. So I don't drink at all. And now, actually, I can't drink because if I drink any alcohol at all, I have very physical symptoms that are unbearable. I will flush very red, get real hot all over, and then I will have a migraine. So, no more alcohol. I just smoke loads of weed, and that's another reason that a lot of people don't hang out, probably because they don't smoke weed. But, I'm shaking my leg. It makes me rock the whole time. But there are a lot of us that, maybe did other things in the past. And for me, it's like, well, I have to smoke weed all day long to cope. So I smoke lots of weed. And that probably makes a lot of people not want to hang out with me because they're not dependent on anything like that. Well, they are. They just don't realize that they're addicted to caffeine and sugar and food colorings and all these other things. But anyway, also, like, I never eat out. I never eat fast food, any of those types of things. But that is another thing. Now I eat this really weird way. So I haven't tried to make any friends since I've done that. But I think I might need to. I don't go out. I don't do anything. But I would like to have one female friend. Oh, there's a moth. I'm outside. It'd be great to have one person that you could talk to at least. I haven't had a friend, a female friend that I felt very close to since I was probably 28, something like that. So, I mean, many, many, many years. But I can tell you that it was about 5 years ago that I started talking to myself in earnest. So the other reason that I noticed a big rift forming here in my own home was the Mandela effect. And many of the people that joined my station probably did it because I talk about the Mandela effect, and I join live streams about the Mandela effect. And wow, that's a really neat reflection in my eyeballs there. It's my glasses. Um, so I think that knowing about the Mandela effect, and then if you have someone in your life that refuses, refuses to try to even understand it and just dismisses it and says something like, huh, I don't know, I'm going to go mow the grass. You know, instead of thinking about it, it's just really beyond me. You know, I do have one person that I can text with, and that's my ex-husband, and I think that's pretty much what's kept my sanity because we share children. I think he cares about my sanity. So we carry on a text conversation that lasts the entire day long, and I think that I would have had a major blow up by now if it hadn't been for that. One time I had to drive across the country because my father was very ill, and he ended up passing before I got there. But on the way back, I stopped in Georgia and I met another Mandela affected person, and that was the most I had talked to anybody in a few years at that time. And then, you know, that was 2017, 2018, so it's been a long time since then. And the other day I was at my ex-husband's house. Uh, it was my daughter's birthday or Father's Day, something like that. And the lady across the street had such pretty flowers. I walked out to look at her flowers, and she came out, and we ended up standing in her yard and talking for 15 minutes. And then, and you know, I was sweating the whole time and worried I was going to say something conspiratorial, like 9/11 was an inside job or something, you know. So it was a little nerve-wracking to talk to a normie, and but I did it, and it was fun. You know, we talked about her yard and her flowers and everything. That's a firework. There are insane people in my neighborhood. Oh, it's blowing out my speakers. When I met this person, uh, I made it known. First of all, I showed them the movie They Live on the first night that we were hanging out together and asked them if they understood that to be true. And they said they did. And then all these other things just seemed like they were as awake and aware as I am. And as it turns out, I'm sitting here with a zombie sleeper NPC and no one to talk to. So I just want to let you know, if you're Mandela affected, or if you are a person who believes in natural things, or whatever it is that feels like it's ostracized you, you're not alone. There's a lot of us, and maybe this is the time for the coming together. Maybe that's what this is the time for. Who knows? Anyways, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.